Wrestling is trash. Wrestling is trash.
And welcome back to another episode, a special episode of Wrestling is Trash. Your trash boys are here today on this special occasion to talk some news, but most importantly, Wrestle Kingdom 17. I am Trash Boy numero uno, Nick Anicelli, coming to you live from not so sunny right now, California. It's Friday weekend. Gonna go see the new Avatar tomorrow. Probably gonna be lost in that, but I'm excited for it. My old lady's a big fan of it, so I know she's amped. So if she's happy, I'm happy. But that's enough about me. I don't like talking about myself. I'm gonna pass it over to my man, Trash Boy numero dos, Lou. Lou, how you doing this beautiful Friday?
Lou from the BX here. Yes, as you heard correctly, we are here on a Friday here for you all because we did want to give our very limited expertise on this New Japan show. But Nick, I wanted to ask you real quick, when's the last time, since you're going to see Avatar tomorrow, because I saw it last week, when's the last time you watched the first one? And are you going to refresh yourself if it's been too long?
I saw the first one in theaters when it came out, which was what, like, yeah. So, as much as I love my wrestling, I'm torn because I could watch it for the ones listening. It's like 8 o'clock Eastern, so maybe I skip Rampage Battle of the Belts, but I really don't want to because that's a good card. But I gotta watch it again. So maybe I usually wake up early, so I might just watch it tomorrow morning in bed. I feel the freshest I could be. So the day of, so about 6 hours of Avatar for me tomorrow.
Nice. Yeah, because I saw Avatar in the theater 5 times. I saw that shit 5 times in the theaters. Because I was blown away by that movie when it first came out. I know there's all these people out there, they hate that movie for whatever fucking reason. It's Dances with Wolves in Space. Shut the fuck up, bro. Every movie has the same every movie is Dances with Wolves, bro. It's all the same plot. But I saw that shit in the theater many times, and then when I bought it, I had obviously the Blu-ray. I don't collect Blu-rays anymore. Everything I have is digital. But I got it on Blu-ray. I watched it I don't know how many times. And I didn't watch it before I went to go see the new one, but I threw it on the day after and I watched it, and man, that fucking movie. The new one is really good. It's very, very good. But the first one for me is still better. Like it's just the way they introduce you into those characters in that world for me is just a little better than the new one, because the new one, everything's already established. Yeah. So they're just kind of like going forward. And again, the movie was awesome. I'm probably gonna go see it again in the theater before it gets out of the theaters. Even though I think it's gonna be there for a while. That shit made fucking already 1.5 billion. Yeah. Billion with a B. So yeah, he said something like if it has to hit 1.2 billion to be profitable, and it just passed that. So he's like, well, if it becomes profitable, I'll make 3 and 4. And it's like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? I thought you were already making those.
Yeah.
So he put something on Twitter that, yeah, it's profitable, so I guess I'm stuck. I'm gonna have to make these other movies.
So got 2 questions for you then. So one of my boys has never seen it. The first one. Is this one of those you really need to see the first to see the second? Like you might miss a couple of like, oh crap, that's kind of obvious.
Oh, you're gonna miss. Yeah, if you don't see the first one, you're gonna be. This is one of those movies where you're not gonna be lost, but a lot of shit's not gonna make sense to you.
Is it that one of those movies you'd be like, hey, what's this? Hey, what's this?
Yeah, you're gonna like if you haven't seen the first one, you're gonna be walking into this one and you're gonna be a little confused. Like definitely. Because they don't do a lot of backtracking at all. You know,
I definitely
a lot of other movies, they kind of like hold your hand and
yeah.
no, this one doesn't do that. This one is like, here we are, and this is happening, and let's go. So I don't know, bro. Why would you even go see? That's something I don't understand about a lot of people. And it goes for like movies. It goes for gaming too. Like a lot of fucking people like this game. So this game, God of War Ragnarok, just came out like a month or 2 or 3 ago or whatever, and it's a sequel to the God of War that came out on PlayStation. And I
Yeah.
see a lot of people like they just immediately jump to the new one, and they're like, "Oh, like I have a friend of mine." And I asked him, I saw him playing it. I'm like, "Oh shit, how do you like it?" He's like, "Yeah, this is cool. This is this and that." And I was like, "I've never seen you play the first." I'm like, "You played the first one?" He's like, "Nah." And I'm like, "What the fuck? What? Like, why do you, bro? Why do you play a part 2 of a game or go to see a part 2 of a movie and you haven't fucking seen the first one or played the first one like that?" That makes no sense.
Yeah, I can't do that personally, just because I feel like a fraud in a way. But then the second thing, more not question, but so you know me, like I like doing kind of like you like to do the comfy movie theater shit, man. So we're going to see it at like 2 in the afternoon because of how
Right.
long it is. Because we kind of like, do we want to watch the movie and then go like grab some food or vice versa? And we're both kind of early birds, so it's like, yeah, I'm not trying to whatever. So we're going, but even at 2 in the we have to go see it in just normal movie theater experience. 40X was sold out. Like the
Wow.
chairs in the normal movie theater are comfortable, but we really wanted 40X for something like this. I thought that would have
Right.
been really cool, but just sold out. So kind of one of them L's. And then one quick thing before we transition to our show, wrestling. Do movie theaters where you're at sell liquor? Like
Yeah, though
alcohol?
actually, so there's a AMC like not even 5 minutes from my house,
Mm-hmm.
and I never go there because fuck those people. They like overcharge for everything. They overcharge for your tickets. They overcharge for the pop. So okay, so I go to Cinemark theaters. That's my place because there's a Cinemark like 20 minutes from here. That's where they have all the wrestling pay-per-views at. They don't do that shit at the AMC theater. At least I don't think they do. But even if they did, I wouldn't go there. So here's a quick example. So I usually get a obnoxiously giant box of popcorn and a very large drink when I go
Yep.
to the pay-per-view or whatever at Cinemark. That it costs $13.25. Okay. Which still you're talking about a bag of popcorn and a
And
soda.
the
It's
soda, yeah.
fucking $13.
Yeah.
That's like, they stick it in raw. At AM so I went to go see Avatar with my brother and his friend. And they bought the tickets at AMC because they wanted to go close. So I'm like, whatever, that's cool. You guys are buying a ticket, so I can't really complain about where we're going. But my brother doesn't like to get anything at the theater. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
he don't want to eat, he don't want to drink anything. He wants to watch the movie. Our other friend ended up bailing out, so it was just me and my brother. So I'm like, oh well, I'm getting popcorn and a drink.
Yeah.
So I go up to the counter. I'm like, let me have that number one, large popcorn, large drink. Bro, the fucking first of all, it was $19.25
That's
for a
more than a
large
ticket.
popcorn and a fucking drink. Okay. $19.25 for a fucking large popcorn and a large drink. Secondly, the fucking large popcorn they gave me was like, dude, it was like this and like that big, bro. The one at Cinemark is like a fucking giant. Like they give you a big ass container full of popcorn. Like it's huge. It's like twice the size of the one they gave me at AMC.
Where the
And then
bucket, the
yeah,
ones who buy
bro,
the yearly
it's like
buckets.
AMC fucking sucks, bro. Those people will rip you the fuck up. Their seats are small. They pack you in this theater with these luxury seats. It's bullshit. The luxury seats are like small as shit, and they're all packed in close to each other. And they don't give you fucking like any kind of space, dude. It's
Yeah,
just I hate that place.
we go to Regal. We have
Okay. Yeah,
yeah,
I haven't been to a Regal in a while.
we got
They don't
Regal
have one
out here.
around here actually.
Yeah, so around here we got Regal and AMC. I saw Wakanda Forever at AMC because that's where my boy wanted to go. But our movie theater choice is the Regal. Just easy,
Nice.
buy tickets online, like super. Everything about them is just a lot
Yeah,
easier.
yeah, yeah.
And she likes the candy there. If I'm being honest too, she likes the
Oh
candy
yeah.
choice better there.
But what I was gonna say is that I'm not 100% if they have liquor at the Cinemark I go to, but they have a full fucking bar at this AMC. And I
Oh,
walked
damn.
in there and I looked. I was like, oh shit! Like I
Yeah.
literally I walked. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like a full bar, bro, with like taps,
Yep,
liquor
that's what we got.
bottles, and all that shit. I was like, dude, okay, not bad.
Yeah,
I
I
can see
couldn't
you
tell you.
indulging.
One time, her and I went to the movie theaters with a bunch of friends, and we had a couple of drinks before our dinner. So you know when you start drinking, you're like, "Oh yeah, it was Suicide Squad, not this John Cena one,
Okay,
the other one,
the old one,
yeah, the old one, the old but not old one, I guess you would say,
right?
whatever." But so I had, like I said, I had a few drinks at dinner, and then I had like two before the movie started. I ended up like just falling asleep, sleeping through the whole theater because I was hammered. So
Shit.
ever since then, I'll only have like a drink if I'm even feeling that. 'Cause I'm like, man, I spent all this money to be here.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a problem, bro. Falling asleep in a theater sucks. That happens when you get old, bro. That's something to look forward to.
Yeah, so tomorrow, 3 hours and 12 minutes of runtime. So we'll see. But you know what we won't see, or hopefully don't see?
Hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, we understand New Japan show, and that's going to be the primary focus today. But when we say what we say, and by the time you listen to this, if you're a true wrestling fan, you already know. Vince McMahon is back in the WWE. So to kind of refresh, and Lou, by all means, please cut me off if I'm saying anything incorrect, because I try not to be. So back in July, as we all know, Vince had all these allegations with women and pay and everything like that. My man went to Twitter, of all things, announces his retirement. Triple H takes over in creative. Nick Khan and Stephanie, co-CEOs. All these people that people liked in WWE return. Some that we don't really care for, but we're not going to focus on the ones we don't like. Dexter Loomis coming back, and things seem to be on the horizon. Some good premium live events. Raw's still a little sufferable, but less sufferable. Just a little better quality. You can tell morale's higher, as people say. Well, not anymore, potentially. Vince McMahon is back because he wants to be the chairman, because he would like to come back to make a sale of the company. Now, there's reports of that's the case, and CEO is still technically higher, and he's not going to be over creative control, and this and that. But if you've watched wrestling, Vince McMahon wrestling, we'll say, for a year, and you just watch hear stories about him, I don't see that happening. He's an egomaniac. Yes, he's brought us all joy and some great moments in our life, but behind the scenes, the things he does, and his logic on things, and I like to attribute a lot to age, for sure. But anyway, just he's back, and now everyone's on pins and needles because it's like, what the fuck? Then you have these other superstars and wrestlers who are like, an example one we've said before, like FTR, who you can tell might be flirting with the idea of going back. Andrade, someone who wanted his release to go back. All these superstars who returned back. Well, how are they feeling? What are they thinking? Am I going to get fired again? Or in like the FTR Andrade predicament, do I go back there? Because especially FTR, my mans, they were shaving each other's back on Raw with the Usos watching them.
Yeah.
You don't forget that. You know what I mean? You don't forget where you were. So it's just there's so much stuff. Lou, what's your thoughts on everything? Like just fire away. Just shoot from the hip. Do what you got to do.
It's just it's crazy because this guy, I've always I'm a type of person that I'm like a late bloomer. I'm still trying to find my way and whatever. But my goal has always been to retire comfortably. You know what I mean? Like not have to have people worrying about, oh shit, does he need this? Is he whatever? If I ever won the lotto or any of that shit, I'd take care of everybody, get everybody what they need, and then hey, I'll see you guys later. Here's a burner phone that has my number. If you really need to contact me, you call from that phone. But it's like if I had millions and millions of dollars and I was in my 70s, bro, I just can't. I just relax. You just relax, play with your kids or your nephews or your grandchildren, and go somewhere I don't know. Everybody's dream is different. At the end of the day, everybody has different things and different ways that they want to live their life or whatever. But it's like, bro, if that was me and I was Vince, I'd be like, you know what? I spent all these decades and decades doing this. Maybe it's time for me to just chill and relax, and I can build up my own island and have my own personal gym with like servants and shit. I mean, servants sounds bad, but when I mean servants, I mean like hot chicks serving me things that are being
That you
paid.
won't get in trouble for.
Yeah, that are giving consent actually. Um, and just like, why are you dragging yourself back into this business? Like, there's still allegations coming. Like that hasn't stopped.
And it
You know what I
won't.
mean?
I don't. He will see those till he dies, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not stopping. So it's like, I mean, that's again, and that's just one of the things that's in my like, why at that age would you come back? If he was in his 40s and 50s, I'd be like, okay, I understand he's still trying to stake his claim because he has his name already rings bells. He's got the respect from who he wants the respect from, and there's still plenty of fans of his out there. So it's just like, I just don't get the reasoning of why, bro.
And it's like, sorry to cut you off, but it's like, get it, you're a majority stakeholder. So if they sell, you want to say. But at the end of the day, dude, it's like, you don't have to come back to do that. Your daughter is co-CEO. That's where it's like having that father-daughter relationship. Hey, Stephanie, like, I do have a part in this. I'm not with you, but I have a part in this.
Yeah.
Like, let's talk. And then even like you don't have to come back, but like, go out on top, like you said, enjoy retirement. Oh, hey, it's Royal Rumble. You know what? I want to go to the show. Kind of like you hear like Undertaker does. Oh, it's Mania. Cool. You want to go spend Mania weekend in LA because that's your family and all that.
And
Like,
he could
cool,
even
but
still like make appearances and shit. He could pop up at WrestleMania and they could do a segment. Of
yeah.
course.
You know what I mean? Like, if you,
dude.
as much as everyone craps on McMahon, us included, right? For his old ways, how he handles business, the whole women thing, like our view of women is way different than his. You could have inducted that man in Mania this year and he would have got a pop. Everyone would have sung his song when he came out. You would have heard, thank you, Vance. You know what I mean? So it's like, what? Like, now you're coming back a real life heel.
Yeah, it's just it's so weird, man, because you have all these mixed feelings about this guy and you hear all these allegations and shit. Of course, nothing is 100% proven or anything like that, but I was thinking to myself, like, can you imagine WrestleMania? They have a couple matches or whatever, and then all of a sudden you hear that no chance. That's like out of nowhere. You just hear his music, like you there wasn't announced that he was coming or any of that shit. He just shows up. That pop would be of epic proportions, bro. But it's just like, again, so he's coming back to facilitate a sale because the digital rights are coming up soon for Raw and SmackDown. So he's trying to, I believe what he's trying to do, and again, I really don't know, but it seems to me like
not our specialty, everyone.
yeah, exactly. It seems like if he's not there to be like on top of shit with the sale, he could potentially get locked out of wherever it gets sold to. And I think that's his concern. And he doesn't want to be locked out. He wants to be able to just be like, I'm back, which he just fucking did. He literally just said, I'm back, bitches. And you can't do a fucking thing about it because I'm the majority shareholder. Like, he's just back.
Mm-hmm.
He's not in creative control, but he's like back in the, like, officially on the website and all that shit. So I think that's what it is with him. He just, supposedly from what I'm seeing, he just wants to make sure that he's not locked out. He's not coming back for creative. Apparently that's what they said. That's the statement they released. That's what they said. So I have to take them at their word. He wants nothing to, he's not coming back to creative. The CFOs are still going to stay in place. And he did replace some chair people there with people he fired, which is fucking hilarious. He fired these two people, but now he comes back and he reinstates them. Like, it's just so fucking messy, bro. But look, if he's just coming back to facilitate the sale and to be involved, I guess I can understand that he doesn't want his shit to be locked out. So that's fine. But if he's coming back to, like I was telling in the group chat, that ego, there's no fucking way he's not going to be back on TV soon. Like, he's going to be on Raw soon. I can feel it. I can feel these things. He's going to come out He's gonna do the fucking then now forever bullshit again, and he's gonna bounce. He's definitely gonna come out and do his strut and have everybody, because all those fucking marks are all gonna cheer for him and shit when he comes out. And that's what he wants. He wants the adulation and shit. So I know it's gonna happen. Whether he's gonna take control of creative again, who knows, man? But he's the majority shareholder. That's the problem. He
And
can
as we
if he wants to.
and as we said offline, Lou and I were talking, is you'll noticeably know if he takes over creative.
Oh,
Karrion
yeah.
Kross will come out with a helmet again.
Yeah. Michael
Yeah, I mean,
Cole
like
will start
you'll
saying vintage again.
noticeably know things, like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, or if there's releases of especially talent.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if it's talent who just got back. Now, me, you know, I don't ever wish someone unemployment, ever, 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 right? But, you know, there are some that if they got released, even if they just returned, even if it wasn't a Vince thing, you'd be like, yeah, I could see it. But it's just, it's crazy. As we said, if you guys remember, on the year-end show, we'll see what 2023 brings. We are on the 6th day.
We're in the first week of January still.
First week, and we got this. We have another thing that we'll talk about once we get into the card, you know. Yeah.
And we already got, which we'll also get into later, quite possibly the match of the year, if not decade.
Yeah, like just so much already in 6 days, and it's like, you know, everyone rags on these sources and insiders, but I feel bad for them because that's who we're getting all our info from. They probably putting in some hours.
Yeah, listen, I see it and I take it and I spit it out. That's all I can do.
Yep. We anticipate it how we want. My thing is initial reaction.
Pause. That's a delayed pause. I feel like I should throw a pause in there. Shout out to Big Rob.
But you know, as we said, and I think most of our people, you know, I don't like it. I don't think many people like it. There are probably the few out there like, fuck yeah, he's back. Fan wise. Not.
Oh no, it's already happening. It's already happening, dude.
Yeah.
The Vince stands are out in full force on Twitter, bro. They're jerking off all over themselves because Vince is back.
Yeah, and it's just like, gotta take it in stride, I guess. Take it in stride.
Again, I'm not too mad because, you know, it seems like if I'm gonna take him at his word, which I don't know how much his word is worth, but
I'm billing.
He's just saying that he's coming back, right? If he's saying he's just coming back for the help facilitate the sale, then okay, I get it.
Do your thing, bro. Do your thing.
Just stay the fuck away from creative. Don't start. You know, don't do any of that bullshit. Just stay away. But it's just, I find it hard to believe with WrestleMania coming. The timing of this is very suspect. So we're gonna see, bro.
Yeah, and this is what I can relate it to. From my experience, and if B-Rob is here, he'd vouch. So a common thing with military dudes, right, is you do your 20 years, if you decide to, right? The ones who do their full-time and retire, they get like government jobs on base where you're civilian now, but you're still around military. And it's like they don't let it go and they still kind of intervene. That's how I compare this. Like my man's did this for what, 40 years, I think, at least, right?
Yeah, not longer.
You're telling me you're not going to, even if you're already doing it now at family dinner with Triple H, at this point, you're really going to tell me to be like, well, I think you should do this with Braun Strowman. You know, I think he should do this. And then that Cross guy, I don't know what happened. But
where's his fucking mask?
I need that mask and singlet back. And then this Legado del whatever. I don't know what that is, but make sure next time they come on SmackDown, they have a pinata.
Yeah, you know, for real.
That's what they are. And this Dragon Lee guy we got coming in, you know, let's take his mask off and make him with Scripps be with Reggie. We'll have him be with Reggie. They'll dance to the ring.
He'll be Reggie's new manager.
Yeah.
Take his mask off, cut his hair, make him be Reggie's manager.
How's that sound to you, pal? How's that sound, pal?
For real. Poor Dragon Lee, man. These poor people, man. I'm telling you, FTR. Yo, did you see Tony Khan's tweet today?
Yes, I was gonna say we gotta give credit to our man TK.
Tony's the man. Tony is a Twitter fucking finger specialist, bro. Tony Khan tweeted, man. He was tweeting. For those who didn't see it, you know, every Wednesday he he always tweets out right before one of his shows goes on, "Hey, thanks for watching. We're gonna have a great show tonight." Blah 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 blah. So he tweeted out, "Man, everybody's being extra nice to me today for some reason. Is it a holiday or something?" It's like, what a troll, bro. And that shit is true, though. I'm glad he did that shit because you know what? A lot of these fucking people, man, we were talking about this before. Like, these people don't show any type of loyalty, yo. You get away from, people like Buddy Matthews, and I'm not saying he's whatever, but when he left, he did a whole fucking little mini movie about escaping an asylum and I'm free and blah blah blah. And he got signed to AEW. There's plenty of people out there who left and had the same thing. Oh, I left that horrible place and I got a new stun of my career and now they want to go back. People like Andrade who start fights with people trying to get fired so they can go back to Papa H. And now Vince is back. And it's like, okay, well, Andrade, you remember what was going on when you were over there with under Vince's thumb? You weren't doing so well, bro. You were on Main Event.
Yeah, but I think he had like one U.S. title reign.
Yeah, for real. It's like, be careful what you wish for, guys. You guys all wish to go back and look at what you did. Look at what you did.
The only one who's throwing bitches out that I think would go back and be fine is like Miro. Because Rusev, granted he was never world champ, but Rusev was over. Vince, the whole Rusev Day thing. Did you hear what Lana's comments are before we move on quick?
No.
So this, from what I read, right, it seems like she speaks for him because she's not with a company. But she said on record, like, Rusev Day will be back in WWE eventually.
Oh, yeah.
And that she said, like, WWE is, like, the greatest, professional sports entertainment, how they put on, like, kind of low-key kissing ass, like, she wants to get a job back.
She's probably low on funds.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I know she'd be doing that fan time page, like, Mandy Rose, but I know she probably
does have one of those. That's very interesting. I'm gonna have to.
I don't know if she's doing that. I don't know if she's doing that.
I'm gonna have to further research those claims.
Yeah, I don't know if she does it like Mandy Rose does it though. But with her,
shout out to Mandy Rose.
Yeah, I love her.
The millionaire.
Insane, like for real, like good for her. That's someone like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We could sit here and talk, but
Oh, Mandy, that's another thing with Vince too. Mandy will probably be back real quick now. He's probably on the phone with her like,
hey, Mandy, I saw them photos and I think we need a one-on-one meeting here in Stanford at my office.
We need you back.
Next thing you know, they have a meeting. Mandy Rose wins the Women's Royal Rumble in Main Events Mania.
Yeah. She's going to be the fucking double champ. Then she'll go to NXT and she'll win the belt back and she'll have all 3 belts.
Yeah. But I think that's enough on the Vince subject, just because, as you all know, we come to you live. Well, not live, but we share every Tuesday. And I'm pretty sure between Friday night and Tuesday, there's going to be more to dive into. So, Lou, hit us with what we're here for, everyone. Wrestle Kingdom 17.
Yes, sir. So, guys, like we told you guys the last few episodes, we were going to be covering this New Japan Wrestle Kingdom 17 pay-per-view that aired this week. So again, we are not experts in New Japan in any way. I am definitely familiar with some of these people. Most of them I am not. And so I'm not sure exactly. I mean, we usually go, match by match, card by card, and I have the card here pulled up. So I thought we could just give our general thoughts about the card and then kind of talk about what we really liked about the show. Because I don't really think there was anything that I didn't like on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I pretty much enjoyed it very much. And I was actually, one thing that I really, really, really was, I know you said you had problems, but one thing I was very surprised about is how fucking easy it was for me to just open up New Japan's website and pull up the English version and beam it to my TV. Like, it was fucking super easy.
Yeah, sorry. So when I was watching at home, it was easy because I did the same thing, but I watched the second half at work.
Right.
And that's the phone was giving me a problem. So for everyone knows, I watched about half of this show in Japanese, which I didn't mind. I thought it was kind of cool. Like I was telling Lou, I watched the OSPREY Omega match in Japanese. I thought it was cool just hearing what they say and things.
I'm going to have to do that.
It was cool, different experience,
Yeah, I definitely need to do that. But yeah, it was because I was a little worried about it at first because I had issues navigating the website at first when I signed up, and they have a little button where you press and it turns everything English, and you can basically go through everything and find what you need. And I was worried about, man, when this show starts, how does this shit work? You got to go to another page, you got to do whatever, dude. I went to their page and it had there was only two things on the page when I opened their page up: Japanese version, English version. I was like, oh, cool. Then I pressed English and it shit just started streaming. And I beamed it to my TV, bro. And there was no freezing. There was no skipping. It didn't crash on me. That shit streamed from beginning to end. I was like super impressed by that. Like super impressed because you got some of these apps out there like Peacock that you try to watch something and you can't pause it, you can't rewind it, you can't do shit. It crashes. I was watching Chicago PD last night, which is like my favorite show, and that shit crashed 3 times watching a goddamn fucking hour-long TV show. So I was super impressed by that. But again, we general thoughts about the show. I really enjoyed it. I had a great time watching it, although I struggled to stay awake because if you guys can tell or not, I have a little bit of a cold, and I was feeling it on Wednesday, or Wednesday morning. So I didn't go to work. Well, I used not feeling well as an excuse not to go to work so I can stay home and watch this show, because I was going to watch it after, but I was like, you know what? I know I can't stay off my phone. I don't want to see spoilers. I'm just going to fucking not go to work. So between being sick and the show, I chose to stay home. And I was struggling there for a bit. It was like 5:30 in the morning, and I was like trying to watch them. Like, oh shit! Oh, it's still on. Oh my god, what did I miss? So, I definitely had to go back and rewatch some things. But dude, overall, I really enjoyed the show. There were some things there that I kind of was a little lost, a little bit. But as far as pay-per-views, man, this is gonna be one of those. It'll be up there. It'll be up there for one of the best pay-per-views. I'll put probably, somewhere in the bottom 5 of the top 10 of the year. I would think, just because of
we'll be talking about it.
Matches. Oh yeah, I think so. Okay. But what were your general thoughts about the show overall?
So like I said, I've watched a couple Wrestle Kingdoms in the past. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I think it kind of revolts, like you just see the same thing a lot, obviously, like here with like American Wrestling, AEW, WWE, which is fine. Obviously, we love it. That's why we do the show. It's cool just seeing like a change of scenery. You know what I mean? Like, as we said before, like I would love to keep up with it 24/7. It's just, to me, I can't manage all that. Like, honestly, between like work and other things, like I would absolutely love to, but I can't. But no, I really enjoyed it. I'm happy for them. They got a lot of like spotlight from this because of things that could have happened and people who were on the show and stuff like that. So really, really happy how it turned out. Just props. I thought it was really, really good. Like I can't complain, you know what I mean? Especially for some I've seen for the first time or not many times and stuff. Like it was easy, as you said, to just watch and go with. And I liked that a lot.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah, talking about it being too much to handle. There was a second show the next day where Kenny Omega freaking teams up with Okada and they have a match. And I've been saying for, what's today? Friday. I've been saying for the past 3 days, I gotta watch that. And I've yet to watch it. It's just because, dude, I'm barely able to keep up with like Impact. You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to get more into Impact now. And even GCW, dude, I signed up for the Fight Plus.
Yeah.
So I could watch GCW. Yep. I haven't watched any of that shit in like almost 2 months. Because like I started watching some of it and I was enjoying it, but it's just like, bro, how do people? I don't know how some of you
like. I love wrestling, but I'll admit, between watching, I'd say, to be honest, half of Raw, all of Dynamite, all of SmackDown, and usually all of Rampage. That just dictates if I'm out or not. But like, and then to be honest, a pay-per-view in there a month, like usually like that's enough for me between other shows and like, as we said, we work, chores. however you want
Or
to.
adults, grown ass
Yeah,
adults with jobs and
grown-ass
responsibilities.
adults. And then even like playing video games, like you'd have to watch wrestling. That's all you'd have to watch to
Yeah.
keep up with it continuously. In
It's
my opinion.
very hard. And of course, we're like, I would consider us like hardcore wrestling fans, as
Yeah.
are most of the people in our circle, because there's some people who just watch a show or two or whatever. Like there's people who just watch an AEW show or a WWE show, and that's fine. But we're there are more hardcore people than us. I know there are, but I would consider us like hardcore because we watch a lot of fucking wrestling.
I'd say normal hardcore. We don't take it personally.
Yeah, because there's some real hardcore people out there. And even with that, there's just only so much of the shit. Like, it's only so much of it we can watch, dude. You know, it's a lot. So we now basically are signed up to a new subscription service, and there's so many hours of wrestling on that page. I was looking through their page. I was like, Jesus Christ, how am I supposed to watch all this? But getting a little ahead of ourselves here. At the end of the day, the overall experience for me was great because this was my first Wrestle Kingdom that I watched from beginning to end.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoyed it. One of the things I enjoyed the most is the presentation of it, and the commentary. The commentary is fantastic.
Yes, they were great.
The commentary on fucking this show is amazing. It's so good. I even enjoyed Don Callis jumping in there on commentary when he did.
Yep.
But I got our match card here. There was a lot of matches. This was the fucking 6-hour show,
which is fair.
From the pre-show to, the ending here. But there were some things here, like for instance, this first match, when I said I was a little confused about things, there were some things going on in this show that I was a little unsure about. So the first match was Great-O-Khan, Shingo Takagi, Sho and Toru Yano in sort of a Royal Rumble type match to determine who's going to be the number one contender on the next night, which was the show I was talking about just a second ago, for one of their championships. Now, again, this is not going to be the most thorough breakdown of things because, again, most of this stuff is new to me. But I was lost in this match. I had no fucking idea what was going on. And I think I honestly had the Japanese version on when I was watching this because I couldn't even have the commentary clear it up for me. I was just watching this shit. I was watching these guys beat the shit out of each other and get pinned, and then the match was still going. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
It was cool though, like different.
But it was cool because I enjoy watching these dudes just fucking strong style each other. But pause. I just was confused as the stipulations and what was going on. To me, it was just kind of chaos. This is one of those matches that I feel like I should watch again. I wanted to rewatch this show, but I couldn't rewatch it in time to get to this show. Like I rewatched the Kenny Omega match with Will Ospreay, and I rewatched the main event, but that's about it, bro. I couldn't do anything else, so I did enjoy what I saw. So it's not like anything was bad happening. I was just lack of knowledge on me was basically the issue for that first match. So
yeah, I thought it was good. Like I said, it was different. It was cool. I mean, like I said, like these dudes they were passionate out there, like they just they laid it in, it was just like I said, things were all over the place, but I'm a man who likes like chaos and madness in matches and things like that. So I thought it was really good. Is this the one they Wrestling Observer I think gave like a C?
I think so.
Yeah, C or something like that, which was like it was good. Like, what I mean? I thought it was a good intro to like the whole show though.
Yeah. The next match I believe was the Antonio Inoki Memorial match, which was like a 6-man tag, and it was Tiger Mask, Minoru Suzuki, and Tatsumi Fujinami. I'm sorry if I keep pausing, guys. It's because I'm sucking on a pause Ricola because my throat hurts. So you have to forgive me. Yuji Nagata, Satoshi Kojima, and Togi Manakbi. I hope I pronounced that correctly. They had a 6-man tag. I love watching Minoru Suzuki just chop people. That shit is just enjoyable to me. So this match already was on the high scale. I haven't seen too much of this Tiger Mask person. And it's funny, I have a Tiger Lucha Mask, which is like the only Lucha Mask that I own. And I had no idea that there was a dude named Tiger Mask who was wrestling in that Tiger Mask. So I guess I have to become a fan of this guy because I have the fucking literally the mask that he wears. Um, because I bought that mask for myself because I created my own wrestler, the famous Florida luchador El Gran Tigre, and that's the mask that I use. But yeah, I had no idea who this dude was, but he was pretty fucking cool. So I'm gonna look up more about him. And yeah, just another more chaos, dude. It was honestly I was trying to get my bearings of with everything on the show, so I don't really have too much as far as breakdown for this match. I'm gonna be honest with you. There was a couple highlights for me on this show, and I'm literally just trying to get to them. I feel like I'm kind of like pushing everything to the side to get to them because I don't have the knowledge to break down every one of these matches. But that's why I wish Rob was here because I'm pretty sure he would be able to school us a little bit. But
Rob and Dan, they know their New Japan.
absolutely. But again, not anything bad here. Just another enjoyable dudes beating the shit out of each other match, which I'm always down for.
Yeah, no, I like this one. Actually, I like this one like a lot. This was one, obviously, I knew nothing of it going into it, to be honest. And yeah, I thought it was really good. They, sometimes they like kind of put that second one as something there just to be there or whatever. I don't know how obviously they book and things like that, but what we see here in like the American side of things. But no, I thought it was really good. I like Suzuki. We've been seeing him a lot on AEW television lately as well. No, I thought it was good. Just it went in. It was physical, kind of everywhere. But it was good. It was cool seeing different things, Tiger Mask and all that. I really enjoyed it. Like
Yeah.
I said, another one like you. I can't really sit here and break it down, but I can tell you, sitting here watching it, I really enjoyed it. It wasn't like a whatever, I'm bored or all right, cool. Let's just get to something I know. Like I sat there, observed, enjoyed,
Yeah,
which
and
I
that's
think
one
is
of
the
the
ultimate goal.
yeah, and I think that's one of the cool things that is one of the reasons why I enjoyed this show as much as I did is because I got to just sit back and just watch it. Like I wasn't trying to analyze it or trying to, break things down. I was just like, okay, this is fucking cool. I was paying attention to the crowd. The crowd is another thing that takes getting used to here. Like they don't like pop really. They
No,
kind of like they just released. So they had a big restriction on how they react to matches with COVID. So they
hmm
weren't allowed to do anything. They were literally told, you sit there and you watch and you shut the fuck up. That's what you can do. And wear your mask. That's like what they allowed them to do. And now they've released, they've gotten much lighter on restrictions. So now they're able to applaud and cheer. But, it seemed like a lot of the crowd were still kind of unsure about like what they could do. So
yeah.
they were kind of just applauding and then applauding much louder and shit and faster. But it wasn't like, it's not like you're watching Monday Night Raw where people are jumping up and down and screaming and fucking humping each other and shit. It's not like that. So that was another thing that I was taking note of. But yeah, that was again, I was able to just sit back and watch the show and just enjoy it as a wrestling show. So I love that. So the next match was TJP and Francisco Akira defeating Leo, which is Leo Rush and Yo. Dude's name is Yo. Never heard of him.
Yo,
Never heard of my man before. But they put on a show. They put on a fucking show.
absolutely.
Uh, TJP is a dude who, again, I don't know about his personal life. Seeing as how he's working in New Japan, I'm assuming he hasn't done anything too horrible. His political views might not be, they might not sync up with mine. But as far as an athlete, I love TJP.
Oh,
I really liked him in WWE. I loved him in NXT. I loved him when he went to the main roster. I liked when he was a heel. I loved his entrance, his gear, his move set. He's fucking dope. The fact that he's still out there doing his thing is tremendous because I know he had a good run in Impact. And now he's working New Japan, which is pretty cool. He's a junior heavyweight tag team champion there, which is one thing I've noticed New Japan does not lack is belts. They have a lot of fucking belts.
junior tag titles, but I kind of like that. I think it's
Yeah.
cool. It gives you like
Yeah,
that
it's
box
cool.
in a way.
Yeah, you got your super heavyweights, and then you got your kind of like cruiserweight kind of people, and they have their own set of tag team belts, which is pretty cool. Yeah, this match was fucking dope, man. Leo Rush, I'm not the biggest fan of Leo Rush, but man, that dude can perform.
He
That
laid it
dude
out
is
in this one.
super talented. He went all out. He tried to do everything possible to win this match, to the point where post match he took a picture and he looked like a mummy. He had so many bandages and shit all over his face. Everything was swollen. Everything was bleeding. Uh, he really went all out. This Yo dude is also very good. Again, I don't know much about that guy,
No, I'll
um,
be honest, I don't know anything.
but definitely, again, now that I have access to these people, I definitely want to see more. I was actually more impressed with these guys as tag team champions than our next match, which was the tag team championship match where FTR wrestled Bishamon. I was more impressed with the lightweights champions than the heavyweight champions because I was more focused on FTR. Again, we know FTR is kind of going on this world tour of losing championships. It was kind of one of those things where we kind of knew the outcome here, but it was still a great match to watch. FTR always delivers. Um,
Did
they
you hear
always
that
come out.
did you hear they had like flight problems and they got to
Really?
the arena like 30 minutes or an hour before either the show
Wow.
started or their match. Like, but they cut
No
it very,
shit.
very close on time.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it was Dax. I think Dax was the one that posted it that I saw.
No
But yeah,
shit,
same.
dude.
I agree with you. I thought, the junior tag title match was a lot better. And granted, like as we've said, we're not experts here. So obviously I had more expectations out of an FTR match. I thought it was a good match, but which I
Yes.
liked. I liked the other one better though, because it's like, oh, okay, like something new that I like, versus oh, I know these people, so I love these people kind of thing. Yeah, I thought this one was kind of like whatever. Like I said, it was good, but nothing that like I don't think I'd go back and rewatch this.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I hate like when you're in a situation where you kind of know, oh yeah, FTR,
Yeah.
they lost the AAA belts, they lost the ROH. Actually, they still have the Triple H, the
No,
Triple
they
H
they
belts.
just
My God,
lost those
they're
like last.
going, they're trying to get the Triple H
Yeah,
belts,
they're trying to get the
but
Poppy.
so they still have the AAA belts or no?
No, they just lost those. I think literally last
Oh, that's
weekend or the
right.
one
Yeah,
before
yeah,
that.
yeah. So
Yeah,
that's it. Those dudes are
in a
beltless,
month
man.
in a month time frame, I think they lost
They lost
all.
all three of them.
I just gotta look up. Yeah, the date of the Ring of Honor show. I'm gonna look that up quick because I'm definitely curious when it was. What the date of it?
But
Uh,
yeah, again, it's one of those things where you kind of know the outcome, so it kind of takes away from the match a little bit for me because we knew they were gonna lose. So even though I did enjoy the match, it was kind of anticlimactic. It's like, yeah, they lost, and then the way they lost too. When you watch a match like the last match they had with FTR, when you watch something like that, and then you watch something like this, and they lose the way they did, it's just kind of like that's one of the problems with like modern wrestling. It's there's so many like finisher after finisher after finisher after finisher, and it's like these guys take so much punishment that when they lose a regular match, you're kind of like taken aback a little bit, like, oh shit, okay, well they lost. Like,
yeah.
but again, nothing bad. I just
No, just
was very
I,
impressed with
I
these young cats.
yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you. When you know something's gonna happen, it definitely like you could still enjoy the match and it could be a banger, but it still takes, I guess you would say, like the air out of the room in a way.
Yeah,
But it's like, all right, just get me to this. But how are you gonna get me to this? And this didn't get me to that. Like I felt
yeah.
with the ROH match that you kind of referenced. I had a great feeling they were gonna lose, but they phenomenally led you there.
That match was that fucking match was tremendous.
Yeah.
Um, the next match was actually, speaking of tremendous, this next match was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Ren Narita for the IWGP Television Championship. Was a championship they introduced on this show. Bro, Zack Sabre Jr. is very fucking good.
Insanely
And
good.
yeah, and this was one of those, like, this is kind of like the pure championship in
Yeah.
ROH. If people are familiar with that, this is kind of like one of those matches where it's very technical. It's very it's a by the book technical wrestling match. You're not gonna see like chairs and tables and all that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So this might have, this might not be everyone's cup of tea, but as far as the wrestling match goes, this shit was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And it was cool because before this, especially with the junior heavyweight, the junior tag team championship, there was a lot of chaos. There was a lot of chaos in the first two matches, and then them kids went crazy, jumping all over the place. So to see a match like this kind of slow the pace down a little bit was pretty cool.
Yep.
This is usually a space where they would have probably had like another women's match. You know what I mean? Because they only had one on the show, but the style of the match kind of, with the way they threw it in there, kind of breaks up the monotony of the other stuff. So,
which I
but
think it was in a
definitely enjoyed
good.
it.
I think that was in a
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Like you said, like it's cool, like when you see madness all the time, but it's good to like get to wrestling, you know.
Yeah.
At the same time, yeah. So I liked it. Was good. Yeah, Zack Sabre had no business doing what he did out there, as good as it was, you know.
Yeah, he's so dope.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed this match. One match I can say that I was probably, for me, probably the weakest match on the show, if I had to say that, is the and it's kind of sucks because it was great for Tama Tonga because he defeated Carl Anderson for the Never Openweight Championship. Carl Anderson was supposed to, I don't know what happened with Hikuleu. I don't know why he retained over Hikuleu. Because everybody was predicting, since he got signed to WWE, that they were allowing him to go have that match because he was going to lose. So I don't know if it's because they wanted him to do it at Wrestle Kingdom or something. I don't know exactly what happened, but I didn't really enjoy this match as much as I thought I was going to. Carl Anderson has a very particular style, and I'm going to be completely honest here, and I hate to be this guy, because I am not a wrestler, but I kind of feel like he was just phoning this shit in. I really feel like he just was, I'm here to drop the belt and that's it. Because even the finish of the match was super flat because he took the finisher wrong. Like,
yeah,
he fucked up the finisher.
Yeah, he gives me that vibes too. He's very open about like he's a money guy. AKA when he got fired, he went right back 2 years later because of the money talks, right? Which, hey, I respect all about
And again,
20,
hey,
yeah, like I said, like people pay to see this and all that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, this might just be a payday for you, but like, you know what I mean? Like, and I feel when you kind of phone it in, it does your partner in the ring like injustice, you know?
right.
Hikuleu, he's fighting. Is he fighting Jay White? Did you hear about that?
I don't know.
So I want to say it's Jay White, but in a loser leaves New Japan match.
Holy shit.
In like 2 weeks. And I read a report that WWE is interested in getting him.
Who, Hikuleu or Jay White?
Hikuleu.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I don't know if maybe that had something to do with it.
Maybe. Okay. All right.
I don't know. Maybe contract reasons. Like, hey, let's not put this on a guy who's not going to potentially be here long.
Wow, that's interesting. Hikuleu and WWE. Another. Oh, man.
You think they bring him into or whatever? No, we're not here to talk that. So
yeah, I was just thinking something like that, and I was like, that's very interesting, but can't speculate on that. Again,
rumors, speculation. What we hear.
And again, this match wasn't bad. It was not like it was a bad match. I didn't enjoy it at all. Carl Anderson, for me, I know that he's a big deal, and Carl Anderson was one of the founders of Bullet Club, and he had a nice long run there when as a solo wrestler. But I always see him as a tag team guy.
Yeah, same.
I always see him as a tag team guy.
Together.
Yeah, and I don't know. The match didn't really do anything for me, so we're going to move on to Kenji Moto, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Shota Umino defeating Bushi, Tatsumi Fujimi, and Sanada and Tetsu Naito. That took me a long time to get through all those names. Straight up and down, I'm going to be completely honest with you here. I don't even remember anything about this match. There's a good possibility that I may have fallen asleep during this match. And I don't think anyone can blame me.
Because you stayed up late. I was just going to say, so everyone knows, Lou stayed up overnight to watch this.
Listen, I worked that day. I stayed up all day because I was excited about the stupid show. And then it was Tuesday, right? What did we do? Oh, we recorded our show Tuesday. And then, right, it was Tuesday. And then that night was the show. So I was up all goddamn night. So there's a good possibility that I might have passed out during this match because I don't remember this at all.
So for me, I actually really enjoyed this one, and I think it's because like I knew most of the names in this match, so it might have been like a mark moment, I guess you would say for me.
Right.
So I really enjoyed it. You know what I mean? Like, because there's some big names in this match. You know?
Yeah.
So
Yes, the El Facción Ingorbonables. I was looking forward to watching it because I actually have their shirt. And I don't fucking remember it at all, bro. I'm gonna have to go back and make it a point to rewatch this just because I feel like I should, especially because Tanahashi's in the match.
yeah,
Tanahashi's fucking great.
Woo! Yeah, yeah, like I said, I really, really enjoy, like I said, the names. I don't know. Just I think it's because previously, like I said, I've only really watched Wrestle Kingdoms. A lot of the talent in these were more in like highlighted big matches. And not that this wasn't or anything, but seeing them in this all capacity together, I was like, yo, this is like really dope. Now, this could be something average and common that I just don't know. But for me, the not ordinary viewer, this was very cool for me to watch.
Yeah. Yeah. I won't be able to tell you for a couple of days when I actually rewatch the match.
Yeah.
But moving on, the next match we had Taiji Ishimori defending his championship against Hiromu Takahashi, El Desperado, and Master Wato. This match was fucking dope.
Oh, great.
This match was dope, bro. This El Desperado dude, I think he was at Forbidden Door. If I'm not,
I think so. I believe so.
I believe he was at Forbidden Door, and I think that's like the first action I've seen from that dude, and he's fantastic, bro. This is one of those things where I'm like, that's why I wanted to write everything down and get everybody's names so that I can continue to follow them, because there's definitely people here who caught my eye, and I want to definitely continue to follow them. Like Ishimori, that dude is a fucking beast. Yeah, it just, again, if you're looking for technical breakdowns of this pay-per-view, I'm sorry, guys, I can't do that for you. The only thing I can tell you is that, like, I definitely enjoyed these matches. This is one of the best matches on the show. So
yeah,
if you're looking to watch this and you just want to watch a couple things, you can definitely refer to this episode of the show, and we'll let you know what you can miss and what you should definitely watch. This is one of those matches you should definitely watch because it was fucking great. And definitely another thing you should definitely watch is the following match, which was Kairi defeating Tab Nakano for the IWGP's Women's Championship. Well, she was defending her championship. Now, a lot of people have had, so there's a couple things going on here. So a lot of people had an issue with the length of this match. This match only went I think it was literally 5 minutes and 23 seconds, I think, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of people have had issues with the length of this match because they feel like, the women have been disrespected and there was only one women's match, and the one women's match you have on there is half the time of the other matches. So I went back and I looked at the times, and apart from the two main events, all of these matches were about 10 or 11 minutes. I don't have the exact times, but they were about 10 to 12 minutes for all the other matches. Now, with this match, if you take the actual match and you add in the 5 minutes and 40 something seconds of the debut of a certain wrestler, then you have the same amount of time that everyone else got. So, there's things you have to take into account. It's a new championship. It's kind of like a test run, it seemed like to me. They're going to do better. Believe me, they're hearing about all the criticism. They're all hearing about it. So they're definitely going to do better with this. But even with the match being 5 minutes, I think those girls got a lot of shit in.
Yeah.
They got a lot of shit in. This fucking Tam Nakano hit my favorite finisher of all time. She hit that Steiner spike.
Yeah.
That fucking Scott Steiner used to hit that shit. I was terrified when she had Kyrie up in the air for that shit, bro, and she hit it perfectly, bro. That's like the most brutal finisher, one of the most brutal finishers in wrestling.
Yeah, and you could. Oh, sorry, go.
No, you're good.
And
it's just insane that a lot more people don't use it. Like it's a fucking brutal finisher.
Yeah, and you got to think, speaking on like length of the match, what comes after the match and the match that's advertised to happen in a few weeks, that's not going 5 minutes.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it's not.
Right.
It could, and we'll explain, maybe not explain why, but I think we just got to dive into it. You know, Mercedes, MONE,
Money.
Banger of a theme.
That theme has been stuck in my head since I've heard it, bro.
All the crisscross comparison.
I can't get it out. Yeah, someone said it sounds like Jump Jump by Crisscross, and it's like, they must have definitely sampled it because the shit does sound like it.
Yeah. And one thing I want to say to shit on fans quick, is people like, she didn't get a pop. As we said earlier, things like that are at the time being are not allowed. She got a pop there. Still, in my opinion, there was a big reaction. And the internet, where, to be honest, a lot of days in wrestling, it matters. I just want to say I'm so happy for her. She looked like $1 million, and stop hating on her for this so-called botch finish. A little miscommunication, probably between the two of them, to be honest.
Right.
One's probably never taken the move, and the one doing the move hasn't been in the ring since May of 2022. So you've probably never been in the ring, so kind of respectively F off in that. But, dude, I thought it was awesome. I felt like I was watching like a proud dad. Like,
man, I'm so glad you said that. I was so fucking happy for her so the match is over. Kyrie's holding her belt. The lights go out. You already know what that means. Yeah. Someone's debuting. We all knew it was the worst kept secret ever. We all knew that she was there in Japan. We knew she was there. We knew that she was going to be there. It just wasn't confirmed 100%. It wasn't announced. But we knew it was going to happen. So when they start playing this music and I hear money, I'm like, oh, it's her. Oh, my God. So I'm sitting there watching this shit. And, you know, they're showing her little opening video and they're showing little parts of her body and her leg and her, you know, her arms and all this other shit. And when you see her rings, when she's like this, doing her pose thing, and she got her rings on, I'm like, oh, shit. And then she goes like that and reveals her face. Dude, it was so weird. I had like I got emotional, bro. I was just like, man, look at her, bro. She's doing it. She's doing the thing. She's in New Japan. This is what she's wanted to do since she was like a little kid. And here she is doing it, dude. And she's walking out with her freaking giant headdress and her freaking cool outfit and shit that her husband made for her, most likely. I was just so happy for her. So for me to like see this people online talking shit, like I don't know, bro.
Haters,
like, oh no, nobody knows who she is. No one's even reacting. It's like, bro, tell me you don't watch New Japan without telling me you don't watch New Japan. Like, this is my first actual Wrestle Kingdom, but I still understood. Like, I know about the fans not being able to chant and doing this and that. Like, I still educated myself about those things. Yeah. So I knew that. You know what I mean? And it's just like, you people, y'all just be miserable for no reason, bro. Like, I don't understand that shit.
You want to hear something that's very weird already? So I personally, for everyone, I can't fall asleep in just pitch black. Like, I need video. Like, I like to fall asleep to something. And 98% of the time, I put on old wrestling shows. You know what I mean? And it's like, all right, what do I want to watch? Well, last night, I got up in the middle of the night, go to the bathroom, and I had Money in the Bank on. So to get to my point, I go to the bathroom and I get in bed, and like 2 minutes later, Sasha's music hits. And I hear them talk Sasha Banks. And already it was weird hearing Sasha. Now, this was 2018, so purple hair, Sasha Banks. Like, you know what I mean? It was so weird. And I was like, and I proud dad moment again at like 1 a.m. Like, yo, I'm happy for that girl, man. Like, happy. And now she's going to have that match with Kyrie. I think it's going to be a great one. It's like 8 hours away in San Jose. I'm not going. I would love to go. I'm going.
Ah, man, that's a long drive, bro.
I'm going to Dynamite next week, so we'll see. Maybe she makes an appearance. Maybe she makes an appearance. Maybe she doesn't. We shall see. Regardless, I'm going to have a effing
Hey,
blast
that's gonna be
there.
fire if she actually shows up there and you're there.
Yeah, just excited to see all those other matches they got advertised. But anyway,
Wow.
just so happy. It was such a cool moment. She got so much love from friends, aka fellow wrestlers from every company in the world, you know, and I'm so happy for her. I thought it was awesome. What I thought was cool is, I hope I'm saying the name right, but if you watch like wrestling documentaries, that Ribeiro's, I think it's that Ribeiro's Ribeye Steakhouse in
Okay.
Japan.
Yeah.
Like if you're on the outside, I think there's a photo of like Undertaker. Cena has his from his early days. Hogan. But the wrestlers, I don't know if you buy them, but I don't think you do. I could be wrong. They give you like the jacket. It kind of looks like a, I don't know, like a Leatherman jacket, I guess you would say. And she took a photo. They went, and outside, her, Bailey, and Trinity took a photo together with their jackets on. And I was like little things like that, dude. Like that's so dope for them. And like they took photos of seeing Cena's face out there. You know, like so
That's
just
cool.
all of it in general. Happy just for everyone involved. You know, I thought it was so cool. And you know, I'm amped to see where it goes because she said she's on a world domination tour. You know, and one thing, hot take here is, even if she shows up, I could be wrong, and usually I don't side with Meltzer, and it's not like, oh, I don't like the guy, but this makes sense. I wouldn't be surprised if she showed up next week, but isn't under a long-term contract.
Yeah.
Because she wants to do all this traveling, and unless she gets that in her contract, which we don't know, but like I wouldn't be surprised if it's a one-off or, hey, I got you for 6 months kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird because I'm on the fence about that shit because I don't know if Tony should agree to that shit. You know what I mean? Like, and I know it's Sasha. Well, I keep saying Sasha Banks. I know it's Mercedes, and that would be. Listen, did you see the numbers for the pay-per-view?
They had like 90,000 or something.
96,000 people signed up. There was a $96,000. I think it was 96,000 people clicked on the English version of the show, which is like, for them, it's like, it was like astronomical, those numbers of many people clicking on the English dub version of the show, because usually it's, you know, Japanese are watching the show. So all of that they attribute to her. Like they attribute all that.
That's all to her, dog. I bet you people tuned in for Osprey and Omega for sure, but those even could have been average, regular New Japan fans because of Osprey, right? But but I see what you're saying with that, because it's like, could you argue like she's the biggest woman name out there? Do you want that going to other promotions? I get it. You let your talent like Omega do it, who's been doing it, but I bet you she wants to go to AAA. She expresses her love of like the luchadors and everything like that. So I don't know. I agree with you on that. I wouldn't, if I was TK, I'd be skeptical. Like, nah, if I'm bringing in the biggest name, you're my name, like, and not in an ownership way of a person.
Yeah, it's tough because Tony has to unleash the bag. I mean, the bag to sign her. And if he does, he should be like, listen, I'll give you the bag. I'll give you 2 bags. I'll give you what you want and more. And you'll have the freedom to go. You can go still work in New Japan. You can go to AAA if you want. We have relationships with them. We have relationships with them. If you want to fucking do Ring of Honor, you could do that too. But I'm going to need you for 3 years under contract. None of this walk. And if you walk out on me, this is gonna happen, and you're gonna lose this. And if you do like, there have to be provisions, bro, because Tony can't just keep doing this shit where he's bringing people in, and then when they don't get the push that they want, what happens? They start bitching online, and they walk away, and they don't want to work. And nah, bro, and we're not doing that shit, because I have plenty of people on my roster who want to work, and I'm fucking putting them to the side for you guys, and now you guys are doing this bullshit. Nah. So he has a fine line. He has to walk there with that.
And they're already he's kind of in a predicament, right? Because if she debuts where everyone thinks she's going to debut next week, she's feuding with the AEW champ. And I don't see her not willing like in an asshole way, but coming in and doing like what Saraya did, which I thought what she did was talking about coming in and feuding with Britt. I get it. Britt's the biggest woman. She is. But now, like if Sasha's coming in, she's going for a title. like her first match with Kyrie for a title. Now, okay, you put her. Now you put Jamie Hayter in a bad predicament because Sasha can't lose.
You cannot.
Like, I think we can argue Sasha will maybe take one or two pinfalls in 2023 at the rate she's at, unless she goes back to WWE. Then that's to be determined. But you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm pretty sure she's beating Kyrie for that belt on.
Oh, I think so too. I think she's gonna go on like an FTR tour and win all these belts, and then. But she'd also be the perfect one to beat Jade.
Oh,
but does she want the? But does she want the TBS title?
Oh my god!
Does she
think that's the only option for her. Oh my god! I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, because that's the perfect person, man. 100%.
Oh, Sasha Banks versus Jade Cargill. Yeah, bro, they should do that. They should fucking 100% do that.
They just
come in and win the TBS championship. The only thing is that with that shit, does that make her look lesser than
Jamie? It does.
You know what I mean? Does it make her look lesser?
Or it does, because as much as we love Jade and Jamie, what title do you see way more often? What gets the more spotlight? It's which makes sense. The AEW title
and
should have more of a spotlight than a
I'm gonna keep it a buck. That fucking TBS title looks like a toy. Like that shit.
Yeah, like Sasha can't come in.
They need to redesign that shit because that shit just looks like the TNT title. I think it looks dope. Like that shit just looks dope. The T, the N, and the T. You know, they had a couple of redesigns already with the belt. Like everybody has their own variation. But that TBS belt is it's not fail, bro. That shit, the small little TBS, like lowercase.
I think it's the blue too.
I think honestly, it's the lowercase too, bro. Because you know the TBS logos in lowercase letters, and they just copied it for the belt. I think that's a part of it too, bro. Because if it was in all caps, I think it would be different. But I don't know, bro. That's a thing. If Sasha, I would love to see her wrestle Jade for the belt, but does that put Sasha like in mid card? You know what I mean?
It does, because that's the way it's been booked. Granted, Jade, we love Jade on this show, right? We're very open about that. But yes, she's undefeated in all this. But yeah, it's the B. I don't like saying B.
It's like the intercontinental title for women.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's the mid card women's title. It really is. Which, like as I just said, it's fair. That shouldn't be a higher graded title than the AEW women's title. Like it should.
That's why I say, even though I enjoy Jamie Hayter being, the women's champion, she should have been the one to dethrone Jade, and she should have been the TBS champion. Because then you could progress her from there to champion to the, the top level, and then you wouldn't have this issue now. And where do you bring Sasha in and then have her beat Jamie? Because she really shouldn't. You should not beat Jamie Hayter anytime soon.
Yeah, and then the other thing too is if you look at these talent, which I think Tony, smart and dumb at the same time, brings these new talent in, and they instantly get world title matches.
Yeah.
Now, granted, like Bryan Danielson lost, Adam Cole lost, which is fine, but not at the same time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I see why it happens, and I can agree with it. I would never argue with someone over it. But are you gonna bring Sasha in and wait 6-7 months to have her fight for any title? You know what I mean? Like TK's definitely in a predicament. Like I'll say that. You know what I mean? And then as we've texted, like, do you also she's that big of a name, do you bring in her as a mystery tag partner? Even if it's the whole, as I said, my prediction, if she shows up, is Sheeta gave Tony Storm a very ugly look. Even if there's some backstage shenanigans and she makes the save as a superhero, I'll be happy because I'm live in attendance. But
what I would assume is they're gonna do something like they're gonna have this match, and then maybe they're like at the end of the match they're jumping Saraya or something. They're just beating the shit out of her.
That'd be
Mercedes
good.
comes in to makes the save. Lights go out. Mercedes Moné comes out, makes the save. And then once they clear the ring, she's standing there with Saraya, and she turns on Saraya too. And then she kind of just walks out like, nah, I'm not with you and I'm not with them.
I like that.
I'm here. Like, because I never liked that whole bringing her in as the mystery partnership. Because it's like, dude, she ain't no fucking mystery partner, bro. That's Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, bro. Like, that's
Yeah.
she's the shit. Like she doesn't need to be
Excuse
somebody's
my
partner.
language, but excuse my, she's that bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
So
And not in
yeah,
a
something
bad.
like that I think would probably work, but it's gonna be hard to book that, man, because obviously she's gonna want to be champion. And what do you say no to her? She's immediately the biggest star on the roster if she signs, like immediately. So I don't know what to do, man. I don't envy Tony, bro.
You
I
know
don't envy
where?
Tony to be in that position.
Yeah. And then I just saw it. I kind of that next match, man. Will
So
Ospreay and Omega. I was glued. I first off, before we dive into it, I want to say it's fresh in my mind. I love that spot on the table. What Kenny did,
yeah. Well, which
jumping
one?
through when he
Jump
jumped through
through the
when he did, yeah, the stomp through, and then when he was
yeah.
doing the and all that, like that.
Here's Kenny. Well,
January
first thing,
4th, we have match of the year potential, easily top 3 match of the year. There's not going to be 3 matches better
no,
than
no,
that.
no, no, no. It's
Yeah,
it's
like that was
already in contention for match of the year. It's
that
there
was from
because
the build up to
it's
everything.
because for me it's in one of the top 5 greatest matches I've ever seen.
That was amazing. I loved it.
So it's for sure in for match of the year already. So people got a lot of work to do this year if they're gonna try to compete with that. Listen, bro, everything about this match from the entrances, they did Final Fantasy entrances. I don't know how many video game nerds are out there listening to this shit, but Kenny Omega came in as Sephiroth and Osprey came in like the Cloud Strife mercenary theme. So the whole black wing, he even had the Sephiroth outfit on, like with the shoulder pads and the fucking coat. Dude, everything from the entrances to again the match, the way it was called was fucking fantastic. Um there's like it's almost like there's so much I want to say about the match, but I'm tongue tied. Um those hidden blades, man. The only thing I will say is that I was shocked that Osprey lost. I thought he was gonna win the
Yeah,
match.
I thought
But
he was
then
going to.
as the match was going, I was thinking about it and I was like, do you beat Kenny Omega here? Because this is his first
Yep.
match back in New Japan. I don't know. But there was Osprey does the hidden blade thing,
Yep.
which is like that fucking it's almost like a reverse clothesline. There he hit one of those in the match. Well, he hit 2. He hit Kenny with one in the back. Was it in the front? No, he hit one to Kenny in the face, but he kind of hit it, but not really. And then he came with another one where he hit him like right in the back, and I thought that was it. I thought that was the match, because that's when he took off the pads.
Yeah,
I thought that was it, bro, and that was like one of the only things about the match that I was like, man, that looked like it was a finisher, bro. But that's not his actual finisher, so it's fine because a lot of times you see matches like that where they'll hit finisher after finisher and people kick out. So technically that's not a finisher, but it's like one of those like I don't know, sub finishers. So
I like the way he does his cutters too.
that shit is so dope.
Like I want to see him and Randy Orton just keep hitting cutters on each other.
Those fucking top rope cutters, man. And Kenny is one of the best ones at taking that cutter because he does that shit where he planks and shit.
Yeah.
Like he's like almost parallel to the fucking ground. It's crazy the way he ends up vertical and shit. Oh man. But the storytelling.
I agree with you though. Like it was so good, you don't know what to say.
Right.
You know?
It's just that I'm over here watching, not to change the subject, but I'm watching because I have SmackDown on my phone. I'm like looking at this bitch. I'm like, who's this bitch? And I'm like, that's Lacey Evans, bro. Are you serious?
Yeah.
They're repackaging her again, bro. You gotta talk to your girl, bro. You gotta get her on the show and tell her. She gotta tell us what's going on, bro.
I got offline, but we got Ricochet and Top Dollar, but that nuts. We're over here talking on one screen. I got maybe worst match of the year, and we're talking best match of the year. Yeah, dude. God. It's just there was so I know
it was just everything about the match as far as like the storytelling where because this is an ongoing thing that's been going on for like 5 years where Kenny left and Osprey's been through all this bullshit. His fucking best friend died. his one of his other friends got injured in the ring by Kenny. And it just for them to play out this like power struggle of like Osprey's like, nah, this shit is mine now. I'm the shit. I'm taking you left and you're trying to come back. No, it's not gonna happen. And then you got Omega like, I'm the Michael Jordan of this shit, man. Everybody like this guy said in the conference, he's like, man, there's plenty of athletes, there's plenty of superstar athletes, man, but there's only one Michael Jordan. And Kenny Omega is the Michael Jordan. So all of you are trying to catch up to him, but he's the one. And man, he proves it every time, bro.
As
Every time.
as Dan said, the Omega ratings.
Yeah, bro, they gotta change that shit. They have to change the star rating to the Omega rating because he really is like, again, I won't say that bitch, but he is that male bitch. He
is
always proves the point, man. And
massive fan.
That one wing, those fucking V triggers that he hit like 16 fucking V triggers in the match. That goddamn one wing angel is like one of the best moves, and everything he does is like so cinematic. Like the way he picks you up on the shoulder and then he throws that arm out. That arm throwing the arm out is just for show. I don't know if you realize that. That does nothing. That does nothing to help him do the move. That's just like, look how cool this looks, and then he fucking cradles and then he hits it.
Yeah.
But dude, yeah, that just, and once you hit that, it's over. There's no one's kicked out of that ever. So that's another thing. I wonder who's gonna act, because eventually one day someone's gonna kick out of that shit. And I gotta wonder who he's gonna let be the one to do that shit. Like, who's it gonna be?
Yeah.
I don't know, man, but I wouldn't mind it being Osprey. That would actually be pretty cool if he let it be Osprey. But yeah, this was obviously the best match of the night. Match of the year. Right now it's match of the year, and it's kind of stupid to say because we're a week into the year, but listen, I don't know what to say, bro. I've been waiting all day to talk about this match, and now I'm tongue-tied. Like,
no, I know what you mean.
And I watched it twice. I fucking watched this match twice, but it was just wonderful.
Two dudes who are so passionate, so talented, just amazing. Just amazing.
Bro, that spot where they were standing on the top rope and Kenny just throws fucking Osprey like through the ropes, like, and he just like, that's where he fell through the turnbuckle, hit the turnbuckle, ran and fell out the ring so he could do the blade job or whatever. That was fucking brutal. I thought that was a fuck up. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about the match. It was just, you have to go watch it. Something like that, you have to just go watch.
Yeah. Everyone find a way. Watch this. Do what you can. You know what I mean? It was amazing. It was amazing, and the main event had a lot to live up to.
You didn't see that coming? You didn't see that coming?
Oh,
it's about time. Yeah. You didn't see that coming, bro? Or Ricochet has to be the stupidest human being on earth. Instead of doing this, we should have just did a fucking watch along of the show. Because how fucking stupid are you, bro? How stupid are you? You're like, yeah, I'm gonna shake hands with you, Top Dollar. You're my friend. No, you're not, bro. You ain't got no friends in this fucking business, bro. Yeah. You just cost him a Royal Rumble spot. Goofy.
Yeah, I like to give props where it's due. So first off, I'm not into the rap thing. Top Dollar, he cracks me up sometimes with some of those raps. Not on no acclaim level. I agree with people on that. Yeah. But he's lost a lot of weight. He's lost like 70 pounds.
Well, let's see if he botches this. Oh. Okay, good job, buddy.
The monster. Yeah, anyway, so
yeah, we're not doing a watch along, guys.
Yeah, sorry, but
we're gonna watch along. One day we'll do it.
Yeah, as I said though, that this main event had a lot to live up to, and in my opinion, it didn't live up to it, but it was as close as you can to living something up. You know, Okada winning, becoming the new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion from Jay White.
And you know what's fucked up? This match was great.
Yeah.
This match was great. This was a fucking great match. Jay White is the shiznit. Okada is possibly one of the greatest wrestlers ever. And it's just, man, after Omega and Osprey, it's just like, how the fuck do you... They really should have had them close the show. Like, they really should have. Just because of the level of fucking match that they got out of that IWGP United States Championship match, man.
Yep.
But again, I see why they did what they did. You want Okada to close your show as your champion, and that's cool and that's great. And the match was very, very good. It was an excellent match. It wasn't even like good. It was like an excellent fucking match. It's just you had to follow one of the greatest matches that's ever been had. Like, how do you follow that shit?
And so one thing I can say, because like I've said before, like I get into wrestling when I watch it, and live and home don't matter. Like that match before drained me because I was like into it. I watched it on my phone and I was just like into it. That like after I put the phone down, I was just like,
yeah,
damn. But yeah, no, these dudes delivered. I like Okada winning. Honestly, I do.
Yeah.
I was cheering for him from the get-go just because he said he's one of the greats, man. You know what I mean? He put so much into it. Just good. I like Jay White a lot too. You know, he's part of that whole Forbidden Door thing. But yeah, just I thought this was an amazing match. Like I said, you weren't gonna live up to that match, but that match before was 10 out of 10. This was a 9 out of 10. You know what I mean? They did as good as they could do.
I agree 100%, dude. It was very good, very, very, very good show. I could have, you know,
I loved the show.
Yeah, the show was great. Definitely best show of the year, guys. Best pay-per-view of the year.
Hell yeah, I love the puns.
But yeah, for sure. If you're trying to like go back and watch the show, and let's say you're only gonna watch 4 matches, you know, you 100% you have to watch Kenny Omega Will Ospreay. 100%.
Watch that show.
Yeah. I would say if you're only gonna watch 4, that's kind of
the main event.
You're definitely gonna watch the main event and the double main events. You already got 2 there.
The junior tag.
I would say watch the junior tag and watch the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match.
Yeah.
Because that junior tag was fucking great, and I definitely would recommend that. You could kind of skip the Kairi match because it sucks to say that.
The debut is what everyone cared about.
But it's the debut, bro. It's all about that debut. And that doesn't count as a match, so you can watch that on top of the 4 matches. So if you don't feel like watching a 6-hour show, you can just go and check those 4 matches out, and you'll be pretty caught up on everything.
And one last thing I want to say before I toss it to Lou, to let him say whatever he wants to say. But hopefully we didn't insult anyone's intelligence and hurt any feelings with our knowledge of New Japan. I know I want to just stress that again.
Yeah, again. I'm the type of person that when I'm into things, I try to at least be somewhat knowledgeable on a lot of it. But with that being said, again, this was my first Wrestle Kingdom show that I watched. The only one that I was close to watching was the one when Jericho showed up to challenge Omega. But I
watched that one.
At the time, I wasn't like, I knew about Kenny, but I wasn't like, you know, I wasn't aware of how fucking good and all that shit that he was. I just thought he was famous in Japan and shit, as stupid as that sounds.
No,
so I didn't get around to watching that show, but I will say that this show definitely turned me on to some things, and I'm going to try to make time to get more familiar with it. I definitely want to rewatch a couple of these matches, and I definitely have to watch that New Year's show because I want to watch that tag match with Kenny and Okada. So, pretty exciting. It's fun to find new wrestlers, and then on top of that, it'll be much cooler if they do a Forbidden Door 2, and I'll see a bunch of these guys come out now and come back, and I'll be able to, like, you know what I mean? I go, fuck, all right, cool. I know these guys now.
Yeah,
that's always a cool thing. Like, I was kind of jealous when I was at the theater, and some of these, like the one girl who was there who freaked the fuck out when Shibata's music hit. Like, she freaked out, and she was like the only one in the theater who like knew what the fuck was going on, but she was she fucking dude.
She was that
She
target
was like,
audience.
fucking Shabana, Shabana. Like she stood up and she was like this. She was like,
Yeah.
Shabana, Shabana. I was like, bitch, what the fuck? Sit your ass down, goofy bitch.
Yeah,
But
that's dope.
I want to be one of those dudes where I'm like, I don't want to be like to that level, but I want to at least hear music and be like, oh shit, that's this guy, or that's that guy.
You
So,
know more than the average person there.
well, yeah, hopefully for the most part.
Yeah. So, but I think that does it for us, Lou. Hit your plugs, baby.
Unless we're gonna do the rest of this watch along, it's time to wrap things up.
Yeah. So, and this ain't it. This watch along ain't it. Not this one at least. But thank you guys as always for tuning in. But Lou, where can we find you?
Oh man, Everything Podcast on Instagram. From there, you hit the Drum.io link, and you will find every single link that you need to get to everything related to my content, including this show and my merch, my solo podcast, my Instagram pages, and all the other good things. So that's where you can find me. Nick, where can they find you?
Don't worry about me. Worry about the show. If you've been listening, follow us on Twitter at Wrestling Be Trash, Instagram, Wrestling Is Trash, and YouTube, Wrestling Is Trash. I just want to give a quick shout out. I think I might have before, but if not, I apologize. But, we've been putting in some work, as some of y'all can tell, and views are going up, subscribers are going up, shorts are kind of going through the roof, to be honest. So thank you for that. Plug us, you know what I mean? Do what you can to plug us, you know what I mean? Once again, we hope you guys enjoyed this. Give us some feedback, please. But thank you for listening for the past 1 hour, 31 minutes, and 20 seconds. We bid you all a great weekend, day, afternoon, month, year. And that's all.